So if you're doing regular shapes, you'll head on over to this icon right here. And when you hover over it, it says shape. And when you click on it, you get a whole bunch of different options for shapes. And here are your basic shapes over here underneath the shape icon. And so this is great if you have a shape in mind and it's already preset. You can just take it and let's say I want this flag. It's loaded. You can tell it's loaded because my cursor has changed to a plus sign, and I will click, hold, and drag to drop this to create this shape. So these are basic shapes, but what if you wanted to create your own shape? So underneath this icon right here, the select line, you can drop down, and there are all these different line selections. Some of them are, just going to be your straight options. The two where you can create your own shape are curve line and polyline. Curve line is going to be more smooth. Polyline is going to be more angular. And then there's scribble. Scribble creates a unique line. It's not a shape, but it's almost like using a pencil. But unfortunately, it doesn't create a shape. And if you don't have a shape, you just have a line, then you cannot fill in the shape. Even though it looks like a shape, you wouldn't be able to fill it in. And I'll demonstrate that in a minute. So I'm going to go with the curve line feature. And you can see it's loaded because my cursor is now a plus sign. So if I click here and I pull, you might be able to see that a little blue line is now attached to my plus sign cursor. So let's see what happens if I pull out a little bit and click. And you can see that that is an anchor point and that the blue line is still attached to my cursor. So I'm going to create a little bit of a hill. The slide. I'm going to go beyond the slide parameters so that way it doesn't, so it can go off the page. So clicking beyond, and I'm going to click my whole shape. And my goal is to get back to my first initial click to finish the shape. So it will kind of almost like magnetize to that point. You can see it right there. And now I've created this unique shape, this sort of boat-like shape. Let's say that I was not impressed with this shape. Before deleting it, I can double click it, and all these little purple dots show all my anchor points. And I can go back in and adjust some of my anchor points so that they go where I want them to go. And if I like it, I can just click off of it, and all the anchor points will go away. All right. I can change the color of it by clicking on the fill color option, and there are a whole bunch of colors to choose from. I can go gradient, I can go solid, I can go custom. So I'm going to go custom, I'm going to go gradient. I like this sort of green color here. I am going to show you what it would look like if you did polyline and then also if you did scribble. So here's what polyline looks like. When you click on it, you can see that the line that attached to it doesn't curve. Instead, it's more straight. Now, one thing that you have to be careful of when you're doing these create your own is that you can't double click, because if you double click, watch what happens. The shape will end, and I would not have completed it. In some cases, that's okay, but oftentimes it means that you'll need to start again. So I'll delete and start again. So I'll come up here, go to polyline, and try again. All right, again, for the same thing, if I needed to correct a couple of anchor spots, I just double click, and then all my little anchor spots appear. And again, if I want to color it in, I can go to fill color and I can color it in. All right. What happens if I do scribble line. All right, so let's try scribble line. So for scribble line, you just hold down your cursor. You hold down, and then you just move your cursor along, and you're sort of drawing. All right. Oops. So on Scribble, if I double click, no anchor spots appear because there are no clicks. There are no anchor spots. Notice there is no fill color option. You can't fill in a line. You can change the color of the line. You can change the thickness of the line over here by going to weight. You can change if you want it to be dotted or dashed, but that's about it. You can also change how you want that line to start. So this is great for an additive, if you're adding on details, but it's not super great if you're wanting a basic shape.